Epia said we probably will get you guys to fill out a form, mostly for meme bears that don't raid with us. I will confer with the other officers though, grinning face with big eyes.
Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, explicit? Thank you for the host. Really appreciate that a lot. I have to turn that. Actually, if I just do it here, does it do it too? That's the overall volume. Alrighty. How's the volume of the music? Is it a little too loud, or is it good? Alright. What's new with you, my lady? People online this evening. Yeah. Then again, it's only 7 o'clock.
If this isn't love, then why do I thrill so much? And tell me, what is it that makes my head go round and round, while my heart just stands still so much? If I didn't care, would it be the same? Would my every breath
I love this soundtrack. It's awesome. This is the soundtrack to the original BioShock. Hey, Teal, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty okay.
That's good to hear.
Dr. Y won't be joining us tonight. He has work, by the way.
Okay, no problem. Hey, Liz, how you doing?
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. I was just saying hi to Lice.
His work schedule changes week to week since he works food, so that's why he's always up in the air whether he shows.
I think I'm going to turn down the music a bit here. Just by a touch. Howdy, Kesley. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Glad to hear it. So, what? Excuse me. What is new in the life of an explicit cupcake? How go the dino raisings? Cat sweaters? Oh my. That sounds almost fun though, in my opinion. My day's been pretty good. Sorry, I've spent most of my day, well, half of my day I spent writing strategies for this new raid. And the other half I spent playing Overwatch. That's about it, honestly. Nice, easy, light day. There's a bear weapon on Unat? Oh, the two-handed polearm, right.
Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came in sight, dear, my heart heart grew light and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. My mere Mr. Shane, please let me explain. By mere Mr. Shane means you're grand. By mere Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I tried to explain by mere Mr. Shane. So kiss me and say you understand. By mere
Hey, Rares.
Mr. Shane, you've heard it all before, but let me try to explain. By mere Mr. Shane means that you're grand. By mere Mr. Shane, it's such an old refrain, and yet I should explain.
So many add-ons.
I am begging for your hand.
What's up, kids?
Hey, Led.
Sorry I'm late. Just running a little bit behind.
No problem.
So this is awesome. The guy who I hired my troops from has disappeared. Orangutan, at this point you should know that wall of text happens with every bot. Hey, Twana.
Hello.
Just be glad I'm not reading it out before we pull.
No, I've got TLDR versions for that. Even then, they're not short, but they're TLDR.
Oh, yeah, and if you didn't read the strat... Oh, that's funny, Teal Flame, because I actually did a Cole's Notes version of the Wowhead strat. So you read more than I wrote.
I feel all new raids should have little pools at the beginning for us to all fish in.
This one doesn't? Aw.
Nope.
Especially since we're in the Shrine of Storms.
There's also not one anywhere near. I just checked.
That's rough.
So where is the entrance to this raid at?
Do you know where the world boss is in the
Balthazar?
top right?
Yeah, so when you get off the boat in Zultazar, you do a complete 180 and run straight out. It's just underneath the surface of the ocean.
The entrance is in the northeast portion of Stormsong Valley, where the world boss is that spawns there.
Yes, I got it now. Thanks, Lid.
Anytime. How about we just summon you so you don't drown?
It already happened.
Yeah, I know. I was the one who did it.
I was sure looking at the map as Aldazar to try to find it too.
I am a very tiny trog.
That's what she said?
I think.
Even y'all.
Hello.
What's up, yo?
If you don't need another deep later, the pally who was in queue, Crack Pally, is a guilty man, pretty decent. I can vouch for.
Epia, did you catch that?
I'm doing quick math for the people that we're still waiting for from Guild. So
Okay.
Just a second.
No problem. I just realized I'm currently the same size as my pet.
Thank goodness your pet isn't a mammoth.
Oh, it's a wicker pup.
Do you guys happen to have a lock there? Or somebody doing sums?
We do have a lock, yes.
Oh, I don't
So
even
many
I'm not in group
just
yet.
went
This is Two-Tone. Sorry.
Hey, Two-Tone, how you doing?
Are you good for an invite now, Tita?
Yes, please. I think I'm all set now. Thank you.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale.
So we're at 15.
I must take a trip to California.
This music is just going to start distracting me. I gotta change it.
If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome. And the doggy will.
Yeah.
Thanks for the summon, Orangutan.
Red, are you in Discord and are you coming back?
Thank you for some.
Wow, what a guy. Great summon. Wow, I wonder if this expansion is going to be Old God related. Haha.
There are no old gods in BFA.
Isn't that already old news?
There's no content in BFA law.
Exactly, can't be old gods if you have no content.
Beta for Azeroth?
Party with Garrison.
It's alright. The whole expansion came out when the Zandalari Trolls came out. What was that? 3 months after the game came out? 4, 5?
It came out in August, so
Oh? No add-on hitting 18.
Longer than that.
Nice!
Every year you have to come up with
That's
something
awesome.
new, even if it's not that good.
Even if it's not that
Can't
new.
wait to see it.
Yeah.
So we have 15 people in the raid right now. Yeah, okay, you just got rid of them. Cool. Yeah, they weren't in Discord or anything.
Okay, someone said they had a guildie that had applied to the...
yeah, I can suggest an invite on him.
Sure, please.
That looks like he already got in the group. Let me just see if he's sticking with that one or what.
Sure.
Otherwise, other 2 slots are for Snoo and Jay when they get online.
Just whisper them. Okay, he's dropping that group. He'll be right in just a moment.
Okay.
Interesting.
Sounds good.
Could you link the Discord one more time for him, please?
Yeah, sure. Hey there.
Hello.
So first off, thanks for joining us, everybody. Quick note, we do our raids a little differently than most. We run for 3 hours, and we take a 10-minute break at each of the hour marks. So, but don't feel that you need to stay if you're not up for it or just not happy, obviously. Feel free to come and go as you please. Just give us a heads up and be nice about it. That's all we ask. We're here to have fun and hopefully get through some bosses.
The scent of mortal filth defiles this chamber. They are insolent, unworthy of his gift. He has awakened, and they shall slumber in his stead. Let their flesh become an offering of atonement.
Everybody's here. Do we want to clear trash?
That's what I was just gonna say. So I have no idea about the trash, but we've got boss strats for the bosses.
Pretty sure trash is just annoying.
Probably.
Isn't it always?
They like debuff you and make you hostile, so you attack your friends. So if anyone becomes hostile, just kill them instantly.
Yep.
Nice.
Saves time.
Hey guys, sorry for being late logging on.
Hey, Snoo.
I'm not even in this guild, and I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, everyone in Melee.
Yeah, apparently this fight is not melee friendly at all, so...
Hey, we're already at the bosses.
Hard trash is hard.
Is that really it?
Yep,
yeah,
those
I
are
told
boss.
you guys that. I scouted ahead.
Oh, we're done? Sweet!
That was quick. Good
Have a
raid,
night,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah, I was just farming for BOEs, bro.
How'd that work for you? Remember, first rule of boss fight, water bad. Second rule of boss fight, water still bad.
Alrighty, so TLDR. Zaxaj is going to be tanked by Mildaneth, so you need to stay away by at least 5 yards from him, otherwise the debuff is going to pass to you, and you're going to be tanking the boss, but we want Mildaneth to be tanking it, because he has an idea of what it is that he needs to do. Lid, could you please mark Mildaneth with any mark, please? Do not attack Zexage until Meldeneth has the Aphotic Blast debuff, unless you are using a misdirect, whether it be Tricks of the Trade or redirect, whatever.
I used a Sharpie. I don't know if anybody else will be able to see it, though.
We tanks are going to be swapping on every other Mind Shear, so every 2 lid we're going to swap. Once the Aphotic Blast is out, we're going to bring the bosses near each other so you can cleave off each other. Dodge stuff that will kill you. That's the biggest part of it. Void Crash, it's going to be a large purple circle on the ground with a thing flying towards it. Let it bounce twice and it will shrink. Once it's bounced twice, then step into it to make it disappear. If you get targeted by Crushing Doubt, get out. That's the biggest thing. Just get as far away as you can. So, Crushing Doubt, get out. Zaxage is going to be performing a frontal conal attack, which makes all which makes everyone who's caught in that hostile. Don't attack them. Don't CC them. Just let them do what they need to, because it's only for 6 seconds, and they have control of their character after the disorient wears off. Orders we're going to do it in is, because we have to get each one down to 25, 50, 75% health, and then finally they have to hit 1 health within 20 seconds of each other. First thing we're going to do is Fathul and the Trident. Then we are going to do Zaxage and the Tempest Collar, which is the crown. Then we're going to do Zaxage and the Trident, and Fathul and the Tempest Collar. And then finally Fathul and Zaxage, both one after the other on the Void Stone.
That might pose a bit of an issue.
Why's that?
We won't have healing cooldowns back up for the second Trident.
Sure we do. We only pop 2 cooldowns during the first one and 2 during the second one.
Right.
So, during the first one, which is Fathul and the Trident, which is where we have to focus down the boss to break the shield, that one there, don't use any major cooldowns. The second one, which will be shortly thereafter, which is Zaxage and the Tempest Collar, we will want to use 2-minute DPS cooldowns, 2 healing cooldowns. Rares, I'll let you organize that. The big ad that's going to pop out during that, we want to burn him down to 1 HP, or else we're going to get feared. If it's below, if we drop below 25% health, we're dead.
So, real quick, why are you wanting cooldowns on the Trident? That's not going to be the AoE pulse.
Not the Trident, on the Tempest Collar.
Okay, you said Trident, had me a little bit confused there.
Sorry, Fathul and the Trident has no cooldown, and Zaxage and the Tempest Collar get DPS cooldowns. In the end, this is just going to be a whole crap show of learning the fight, so let's see how far we get with that little bit of a TLDR.
Are you going to be marking the one to switch to at any specific time, or calling that out during the...
I'll be doing my best to, yes.
Okay.
I will drop food and cauldron. Food and cauldron are out. See how well we do on this.
So to split up healing cooldowns, we'll just go in order. It'll just, I think, and then by the time we get around, we should be back to Epia. So we'll just go group 4, Epia, Cass, Triage, me.
Andy Solid, there is food down.
Thanks.
And if you need a flask, the cauldron has disappeared, but I'm sure somebody grabbed an extra one.
I'll trade it.
Thank you.
So, as said, Meldaneth is going to be tanking Zexage, so unless you're using misdirects, do not target Zexage until after Aphotic Blast has gone out. Meldaneth, you're going to want to bring him over to the crown here that we've got on the left-hand side. Lid and I will be grabbing Fathul, and we'll want him over by the trident.
I'll call out once I've got the buff as well.
Cool, thank you. Alrighty, final ready check. Andy, would you mind popping that flask I gave you? And we're ready, Lid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Embrace the Master's truth! Need the shadow of his glory.
Gauntlet.
Dodge.
We're at 85%. Get him closer to the trident.
Yep, he's on it.
First relic.
Ads.
Interrupt the ads. 2 of them only. Let the third one go off. Let that one go off.
I'm down.
Healers need help dispelling the tanks.
Where's Woodland?
Alright, all melee has to switch over to the other ad. And all DPS.
Dodge.
Stop interrupting the abomination.
Do we need to soak the orbs once they reach their smallest size?
Yes.
Dodge.
All DPS should not be on Fathul. They should all be on Zexage. That one needs to transition to 75.
Tom?
You are but
Transitioning.
in the storm's wake.
DPS cooldowns.
Screams will echo through his halls.
Dodge.
Lid, pull him over to where the other one is. Meldaneth, move that guy over to the trident.
Can do.
Are we on for Thor next?
Nope, still working on Zexage.
Dodge.
Your pathetic existence will be washed away. Your screams will echo through his halls.
Taunt.
Dodge.
Beard.
Everybody back to Cthulhu.
Of his endless strength.
Ads.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
Let one get a cast off.
I'm down.
So am I.
Dodge.
That's gonna be a wipe.
Yeah, letting cast go off during the lightning is kind of a dangerous thing. Because if you hit below 25%, it just instantly kills you.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't end up going into that. I was hoping that people had read the strats. So, but yeah, when the big guy is up, you have to burn him down to 1% health. Otherwise, he will do a mass fear on everyone. Once he's brought to 1% health, he then starts regenerating his health back up. So you will have to burn him down again once he's regenerated to make sure that it doesn't fear again.
He stays active for 3 minutes.
Other than that, I think it went pretty flawlessly.
Yeah, that actually wasn't that bad.
Dropping another feast.
We do need a little bit of help dispelling, so heals. Remember, if you see someone above like 5-6 stacks of the debuff, it's reducing their maximum health. So if mechanics are going off during it, they need to have... I'm only seeing 3 of us even on the dispel list.
Lice, no. When we bring him down to 1%, he then stops casting the fear and starts casting a regenerate health. If you are able to dot up or put excess damage onto him, it will slow down his healing, but he does gain a haste buff on that heal over time. So eventually he's going to hit max health again, at which point he'll start casting the fear. Yeah, pretty much, to Pew. Alright, Lid, on you.
Repairs by the circle.
Thank you.
You say that, but I haven't clicked ready yet.
It said everyone's ready. Weird.
Yeah.
Following players are players. So Kesley killed someone. Alrighty, let's do this.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rapture hideous whispers. Cower before his might.
He's not casting it on me. People need to back away from success.
Dodge.
Yeah, Umlaut, you've got the aggro buff, not me.
Oh, okay, I'm coming to you.
No, Pew still has it.
Okay, Pews, I'm starting to get stacks over there.
You will drown.
Empowering.
Ads.
Behold the end of your pitiful
Dodge.
Let one get it off. Let the next one get it off. And let the third go. Meldeneth, if you can get it closer, everyone should switch over to Zexage.
Yeah, he's not aggro to me. Pews kept attacking him, so I couldn't get aggro.
Has nothing to do with that. It's a debuff that you get by standing near them within 5 yards.
Yeah, but he was standing
Dodge.
there as well, so I couldn't get it.
You can't change him anyway, or he becomes permanently hostile to us.
No, that's only in heroic.
That's wrong. Okay.
So whoever has the aggro on the boss, you need to pull him over towards the crown.
Taunt, please.
Sorry about that, Lid.
You are but rubble in the storm's wing. Your screams will echo
Dodge.
through his halls.
Burn down the ad. Good.
Your dream dies.
You need to move the other boss over to the trident now.
Pew, take the boss to the trident, please.
Dodge.
Or Maldeneth.
I'm down, guys. I hit them both with Havoc when we started, and it hit them both for like 40k. That's why I couldn't get
Okay,
aggro off.
that's gonna be a wipe.
Yep.
Just wipe it up. We'll start this over again.
Just run into the water.
Yeah, what happens when you go in the water?
Death.
Yay!
They won't let me go in the water. Oh, that's a cliff.
The water's made of fire.
So, as I said,
fucking cheat
do
death.
not attack the other boss. Do not attack Zexage at all until Meldeneth has the buff.
Don't even look at Zexage until after Meldeneth has taken the first aphotic blast.
Yeah, and if you have abilities that have a chance at splitting to 2 targets, just save those until I've called it out, please.
Yup. That was totally my fault.
It's all good. Second time.
Yeah, it is a learning experience, so.
We said more dots. I was trying to dot.
2, when someone
Food's
tells you
down.
to pump, you're not gonna not pump, you know? Wonder what my DPS would be like if my weapons were above 375.
Seriously?
Yep. 375 and a 370 with a socket. Yeah.
More Mythic Plus.
Yeah, I got 4 cloaks in a row this week.
Oof.
And one from my box, the one I'm wearing now, because it was a 2.
Hey, at least they got your back.
Six people no eat.
I clicked it. Fat Panda on diet.
Doesn't your passive have to do with you being fat?
Yeah.
Yep.
Say, I
I could always
Bouncy.
afford to gain a couple more pounds.
What a useless fucking passive.
Are you kidding? That saved my panda so many times.
I'm a rogue and I have that.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
You get in a vehicle with lid, and he likes to jump off a lot of, high cliffs.
Everything. Fuck running.
Alrighty, let's get going.
Falling is easier, faster.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Embrace the Master's truth for your crimes. Cower before his might.
Someone else has it.
He hits multiple people with it who weren't anywhere near him.
I have a stack of, or 2 stacks of it.
Dodge.
Then try and pull him over way to the other boss. To the other place.
He's on me. I must have crit when I healed.
I have.
Now he's on the rogue.
For being within 5 yards.
I was right next to him and he turned around and casted it like the rest of the raid.
Yeah, that's super weird. Because I just grappling hooked past him and got it.
Let one trail it.
Dodge.
2 going off. Switch over to the other boss.
Dodge.
Transition soon.
You are but rubble in the storm's wake. Your screams will echo through his halls.
Dodge.
I have aggro on him.
Okay, pull him over to the trident then. That's where he needs to go next.
I got it back.
Attack the terrifying visage. It's
Dodge.
doing the scream. Get over here. Perfect. Back to Zexage. Transition.
Your pathetic existence will be washed away. Your screams will echo through his halls.
Visage.
Dodge.
Swap back to Fatun.
Even throwing the little flavor in it.
Yeah, salt.
Visage is almost dead. Back. Go get him.
Dodge.
And back to Fathun. Transition.
Wake in fear of his endless strength.
Healer CDs.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
I didn't quite have enough mana, sorry.
Interrupt one of them.
Dodge.
Let that one get it off now. Pulling over to the other one. Transition soon.
Pay for your crimes.
Dodge.
Tremble before his
Transition.
His darkness.
Attack the boss.
Ads.
Behold, the end of
Interrupt
your
2.
pitiful defiance. Your dream.
Shield's gone. Focus the other boss. Gauntlet.
I was on the interrupt.
Dodge.
Leave this one go through. Get Sexage down. Ooh, we got lots of DPS down.
Dodge.
Your flesh is forfeit. Consumed!
Dodge.
Your screams will echo through his halls! Your flesh is forfeit. Unworthy.
And there I go.
I'm down. That's a wipe.
So close.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about the range for Aphotic Blast for. Aphotic Blast doesn't have a proximity.
No. When the person has Aphotic Blast on them, so they have the threat, if another member of the raid walks within 5 yards of the player with it, they will steal it from them. So it will pass from one person to the next, which is why we've got Meldaneth marked, so people stay away from him. Once he has threat, as long as nobody walks near or over him, he won't ever lose threat.
So he should just be on an island by himself where no one talks to him.
Essentially.
Hey, since there's so much purple and black stuff going on, why don't we mark Meldeneth with something else?
Yeah, good call.
Good idea.
Maybe the condom.
So it doesn't seal it. It's AoE damage around the person and increases threat from everyone who it hits. So just don't be within 5 yards of the person who's supposed to be tanking.
Yeah, can I actually try hitting him first? Like, so around like 2 in the countdown, I zip over to him and slap him?
Well, that's what you don't actually have to zip over to him. You can just hit him at range. He will cast.
No, I move over there so that he doesn't run to catch up with me and like go into contact with you guys. But yeah, all right, I'll stick to the.
Yeah, as long as you're in range to cast something, an instant preferably, that doesn't have a travel time, so that you've got the threat on him, the initial threat, then it should be good from that point on.
Yeah, I've got lots of those.
Drop it into the feast. Dog sitting in it. Oh, no, he got out.
Just a reminder to the DPS that, especially during Annihilation, just step out of Dark Herald because those dispels cost us huge. It is the Dark Herald, right?
Dark Herald's a buff that goes out on a player. If you stand within 5 yards of that player, you get Power Overwhelming, which is a great DPS buff, not so great for your healers. You get 10% stacking damage done and 10% stacking health reduction.
So if you get to the maximum 9 stacks, yes, you are dealing 90% additional damage, but you only have 10% of your health pool.
And which ability is it that causes that?
Power Overwhelming.
The Power Overwhelming is the buff you get if you're standing too close to somebody who gets targeted with Dark Herald.
So the one who has Dark Herald will have a thin purple circle around them. If you're in that circle, you'll get the buff. If you're not in the circle, you're safe. But don't get the buff.
Also, no, Power Overwhelming is when you use 2 relics back to back. Or
right, sorry.
Oh, it's Promise of Power.
That's the one. Everybody's ready.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Embrace the Master's truth! Cower before his might.
I got it this time.
Awesome. You sure?
I have the buff, and I was the first.
So does Orangutan.
And now he doesn't care. So this strat is clearly different than what this red.
Dodge.
He does not seem to care.
Who's got threat on them?
Right now, Lidlin does.
I've got this lid. Go right.
You will drown your terror.
Ads.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
Dodge.
I'm trash.
Pull Zaxash over to the Tempest Caller.
Yeah,
and switch over to Zaxash now.
Dodge.
God, I'm bad.
Transition soon.
You are but rubble in the storm's wake. Your screams will echo through his halls.
Kill the visage.
Dodge.
Move Zexage over to the other one. Push Zexage. Visage needs to be killed again.
Dodge.
Thank you.
So far of a run.
Zexage transitioning. Zexage transitioning.
Will be washed away. Your screams will echo through his halls.
Visage.
Dodge.
Back to Fathoun. Move Zexage over to the other one. Back to Visage.
Ads.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
Dodge.
Zax is free casting.
I have aggro on Zach.
Let one of them cast. If you've got aggro on Zexage, pull him closer to the gem.
The gem?
Correct.
Void's not okay.
Coming.
Let the other one cast.
That good?
Yes.
Dodge.
Bring Fathul down.
I'm doing everything I can. I popped all my cooldowns, but I'm gonna go down here.
Stay farther away from him if you can. Oh, you're melee. If a ranged can run over top of him so that you take threat from him.
Jumping over here. Do you have the stacks?
No, I don't.
Dodge.
Yeah, they won't go over to him.
Weird.
I got him.
Oh, perfect.
Transitioning.
Tremble before his hunger, his darkness.
Ads.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance. For the last
Interrupt one of the dads.
Damn it.
Interrupt it.
I'm done.
Get lit up.
Dodge.
Witness going out. Focus down Zaxage.
Punch up.
Alright, we do not have a res for another 2 minutes, and I won't last that long with the stacks going up. So that is a wipe. Jump up into the water.
How are these threat stacks going to me? Because I'm nowhere near this motherfucker, and I'm getting the 3 stacks of this stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to care.
Dodge.
He seems to fire it randomly.
It is not fired randomly. He has a threat table, and it's an AoE around his target.
Yeah, well, that's the weird thing, though. See, I saw him cast at people who were within the raid, well far away from 5 yards. He was on me for a little while, but he eventually changed over to the melee and trying to get, I think it was Hoppin, was trying to get the aggro debuff.
Okay, so I saw in the poll he switched over to Littlin, which I can only imagine was Blood DK healing aggro.
Well, it depends. What's the range on that? Because I didn't have him standing.
40-some yards.
Here it's say, I'm just reading what the book says. It only says that he sits a target with the blast, which increases their threat gen. It doesn't say they have to be within 5 yards of him.
I think he
it's
just
5
picks
yards
somebody.
of the target. It's 5 yards of the target, not 5 yards of Zaxage.
Correct.
Yeah, he picks a target, hits them, and everyone's staying within 5 yards of his target.
So essentially what it is whoever has threat, he will throw that at them. At that point, that person and anyone within 5 yards generates 150% additional threat. So if for example, if Meldaneth causes enough damage to him that he has threat when Zaxage first does the ability, then from that point on he will not lose threat because he will have 150% additional threat. Whereas if someone else happens to pull aggro before he does that ability, then Meldaneth won't get that first attack, and then it's when it starts jumping around, because each time he throws that ability out, more people get the 150% buff.
Okay.
So I like that, Sun Snoo. Maybe we'll let Meldaneth do the initial attack to start it up. So essentially, Meldaneth, blow your load on Zaxage just to start.
On his face.
Alright. I'll hit at him at the 2-second mark.
Alright, and it's almost 22, so we've got 1, maybe 2 pulls left in us before our first break, so let's try and do this.
Alrighty, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
His whispers. Hail in the shadow of his glory.
Bring him to the Trident.
I didn't have threat.
Yes, you did.
No, it was on Teutonium.
Dodge.
Transition.
Ads.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
Dodge.
Let
Switch
one
to
of them go off.
Zexash.
Let the last one go off, and everyone should be on Zexage now.
Tom?
Dodge.
Oop, taunted early.
You are but rubble in the storm's
I'll hold it at 4.
Your screams will echo through his halls!
Get the echo. Move Zexage to the
Dodge.
Trident.
Tom?
Follow Zexage, everyone.
Onward!
Echo needs to be killed again.
Tom?
Dodge.
Transition in a second. We'll pop hero on this.
Your pathetic existence will be washed away. Your screams will echo through
Message.
the halls.
Switch back to Fathul now.
Dodge.
Tom?
Echo needs to be killed.
Quake in fear of his endless strength.
Ads.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
Dodge.
Interrupt 1. Push Fathul.
Am I taking Zax to crown?
Nope, leave him here.
Dodge.
Tom?
Don't pull him away. We want him at the rock. That's good. Fathu pushing.
Tremble before his hunger, his darkness.
Dodge.
Behold, the end of your pitiful defiance.
Let one of them cast. Switch to Zaxage.
Your flesh
I'm
is
down.
forfeit. All will be consumed.
Message.
Your screams will echo
Dodge.
through his halls.
I'm down. Wrestling done.
They need to die at the same time within 20 seconds.
Dodge.
Your dream dies.
Dodge.
Nice.
We did it!
I don't like tanking.
Prepare for falling damage.
Oh, great. I can't
Or
use
not.
my glider.
Should have hit Path Frost. Does that still kill you?
Shit.
It
next
should.
time.
Congrats to those who got loot or got bonus loot. So we will be talking about this once we get back from our break. As I said, every hour we take a 10-minute break, and it's 2 minutes from when we would normally do it. So let's take a break, stretch, grab a drink, and we'll see you back here in a few. I will be back in a few as well. Hello, I have returned. Why isn't my darn overlay again? Good, it's working. Overlay's working again. So, if you thought that fight was interesting, the next one is, yeah. This music is good for that. Yeah.
Five, four,
oh, I
three,
hope you know how to
two,
use that, Nessa.
1.
Don't use the ability to drop it yet, though. You have now volunteered yourself to be the first to do it. Alright, this is just to make sure that everybody's here. We are going to be filling the last DPS slot because we had a couple of people have to leave.
I made a big mistake, so I'm going to drown myself now.
No, don't do that, don't do that. It's a very easy thing to fix, and I'll explain what it is right now. So, as you can see, there are 3 artifacts, of which Lysa's picked up one of them. That is the crown. There is the Void Stone, which can be picked up by healers, and the Trident, which can be picked up by tanks. Each one of those has an on-use button, and Lidlin grabbed the tank one. So we'll need a healer to grab the Void Stone. But the Trident, when the tanks use it, 75% of all damage done is redirected to a shield that gets placed where it's clicked. That shield has to be damaged down, and any health left on it when it expires after 20 seconds gets dealt to the entire raid. So it's just like when the bosses from the last raid, or last set popped it. The one.
Sorry, can I interrupt you?
Yep.
We have to go a little more in depth to it than that. When the shield goes up, it's not damage we do. It's damage dealt to us that is absorbed by the shield and broken it down. But when the shield blows up, it deals damage to everything except the boss. So all the adds and every player in the raid will take damage from the shield popping.
Yes. For the crown, which is for DPS, it is the same as it did from the last one, where it deals 10k nature damage every second for 15 seconds. In addition to that, it reduces DPS by 50% for 3 seconds, and it's refreshed with each tick. So it'll only ever be a maximum of a 3-second tick. It's not like it goes 3, 6, 9, 12. But once the last tick happens in the 15 seconds, for 3 more seconds after that, you will still have half DPS. But if anyone is below 25% health, they die instantaneously to a tick, which is what we'll need for the Eternal Guardian, which you see up ahead, which is technically trash, but we'll need to use that. So, Lice, you'll have to use that once the Eternal Guardian hits between 25 and 15% health. Finally, the Void Stone for healers. The Void Stone for healers denies all healing until the caster receives 152,000 damage. So they won't be able to... yes, Lidlin, they do. They won't be able to heal until that one player has received that much damage. So essentially, when we probably won't be popping it here in the trash, but on the boss, the healer will have to likely step into the void zone to take a chunk of damage in order to stop it from happening. Each one has a cooldown before it can be reused. The tank one is a 2-minute cooldown, the healer one is a 1-minute cooldown, and the DPS one can be used every 30 seconds, but upon using it, you receive a debuff that allows you, or makes it so you cannot pick it back up again, for, respectively, tanks, 2 minutes, healers, 3 minutes, and DPS of 4 minutes. So, if we want to pop the DPS one every time it's available, we'll need to go through 8 DPS, picking it up, popping it, and it dropping to the ground again. But we don't want to use that because we don't want the DPS reduction. So, if a healer wants to pick up the Healy Stone, we can start on the trash. Oh, actually summon. Here we go. Ah, the bursting blood's re-healing it. Whoop, I got feared.
Triage, you have the void, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pop it, Lice.
There's a price to be paid.
Another DPS needs to pick it up.
There we go.
Ouch.
Yeah, those have a debuff that stack, I think, like much like bursting.
Yep.
Does a healer want to grab this void stone? I call not it.
Well, you spoke, so you get it.
Pick it up and drop
Ep's got it.
Okay, I was right behind you and you got it.
Alrighty, next group. Pop the DPS one.
God damn it!
Hmm?
I didn't mean to pick that up, but here we are. You want to lower both of these guys at the same time?
Yes, please.
No.
Can you stop it?
You can use the tank one, I believe, to run straight into it and absorb the damage, I believe.
I mean
It's
the
the healing one.
DPS one.
Or whichever one it is. The DPS one will just instantly kill you if you hit 25%.
Yeah, but can you like turn it off once you used it?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
You
Okay.
have to use it. Which is what makes the boss so much more fun.
Oh, you're hostile to allies and your damage is buffed by 100%. So-
Time to pad the meters.
Honestly, as long as they don't hit you, you should.
Lice, turn your all off, please.
I don't have the stone anymore. It's way back.
On the other side of the boss.
Man, they found this mechanic and put it on everything.
Apparently it's supposed to help you get used to fighting the final boss.
Seats at a high table. 6 mouths that hunger. One will consume all others.
The trident's still here if DPS can grab it.
Got it.
These ads are stunnable.
Let's let the healers heal everybody up and get mana back again.
We can't. The healer used the thing.
Oh, the healers.
That's why we couldn't heal up after the pull. A healer used the cooldown on something.
Okay, so that means that triage you need to take damage so that it drops the stone.
No, I picked it up after someone had already used it.
Ah, now I understand.
We got these blood thingies that are gonna heal everybody.
Snoo, you stunned him.
Alright, I blinded and sapped the other one.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, that thing kept fucking targeting me with mines here. So rude.
So the way to keep the way to keep the heal from going off is the healer one has to be triggered.
It doesn't have to,
but it can be.
Yeah, it can.
Alright, careful the Void Ickers, remember.
There we go.
These lowly mortals desecrate your shrine, Master. Let us drown them and wash away their defiance.
Oh yeah, that trash would be fun bugs.
So that's a Nabal, huh?
That's in Zoth.
Worthy of my gift, I will taste their dreams, their flesh.
Any reason specific why fucking Nazoth sounds exactly like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Turtles in Time?
They ran out of their budget on the voice acting.
Alrighty, so this is a 3-phase fight in which we will have to use the 3 relics in multiple combinations. In phase 1, now I'm going to go through this. It's going to sound like a hell of a lot. It is a hell of a lot, and we're going to have to actually see it before we can figure out exactly how everything is going to work. A lot of the groups on the PTR never made it to the final phase, including Method, because they were stuck at a 385 item level and everything was overtuned on purpose. So, in Phase 1, Unath will be casting Gift of Inzoth Obscurity. What that does is our circle around the area is a void zone. Don't stand in it because it increases damage taken by 100%, decreases your haste by 100%, decreases damage dealt by 100%, reduces healing received by 100%. So essentially, you're dead. So don't go in there. Tank swap mechanic is Touch of the End. We need to face it away from the raid and swap every time it happens. The reason for this is there will be Undying Guardians that will come out, those big ads that we were just facing. Whichever tank has the Touch of the End debuff on them will be automatically focused by all Undying Guardians that are alive. So basically, when the boss does that, all of the ads that are targeting, for example, me, will then run towards Lidlin. So Lidlin and I need to swap spots because we don't want the boss moving at all. The boss will do Void Crash, which is the same as the one from the last boss. So the circles on the ground that after they've bounced twice shrink in size and deal less damage. Try not to absorb them when they are on their first or second bounce. After they have bounced the second time, try and absorb them at that point when they are at their smallest. Maddening Eyes of Inzoth. It's the same as the conal attack from Zaxaj, the one that makes you hostile to your friends. Do not CC, do not attack them, just ignore them and let them come out of it naturally. Oblivion Terror is a new one, which is a purple trap that is targeted at a raid member. You want to step out of this and not step back into it. The reason for that is not only does it deal you damage, it also heals the boss for 1% of its health for every single one that is stepped through. When we get to close to the phase change, we will pop the healer one. That means that no healing happens, and run through a bunch of those in order to clear them out of the way. We want to do it as close to the transition as possible so that we can clear the ones that are when the circle is at its smallest to give us the most space possible to move around. Same thing with the Undying Guardians. We want to bring them down once the boss gets to about 73-72% health, because it transitions at 70. When it gets down to 73 or 72, then we want to turn and focus the all of the Undying Guardians down to between 25 and 15% health, so that we can use the DPS item in order to just pop them all simultaneously, and then they're just gone. Then we focus on Unat again, bring him down to 70% health, and transition happens. There's apparently a small animation, and then we're on to the next phase. Instead of Obscurity with the Circle of Death, he now casts Hysteria, which causes all ads to heal for 50% of their HP, just like those Bloods did, but also gain a 50% haste and speed buff, in addition to dealing 49,000 shadow damage to all players. Then there is going to be the Unknowable Terror. This is going to be an ad that's going to be around the edge of the room that you cannot target. He will cast a gigantic, very obvious circle on the ground. Don't stand in it or take 93,000 damage and be feared for 6 seconds. The Primordial Mindbenders are the priority. They are caster ads. They're in that room that we were just in. It is... that's the last boss, or second last boss from one of the dungeons. Well, the ads that are on that last boss, who will start casting an ability that re-heals themselves to 100%, as well as deal massive damage to the players, that is what they are. So they have to be burnt down, and when they die, they spawn 3 more ads. Once the swarming void spawns have been killed, they blow up in an AoE. So we don't want them to kill the raid. So when we've got those out, we should get 3 waves of the Mindbenders The first set, the tank trident, will be used to keep the void spawns from killing the raid. The second one, we're going to use the DPS item in order to kill the mind benders before the void spawns even get spawned. And on the third set, we'll use the tank trinket again. There is more for Phase 3, but let's see how far we get through 1 and 2 before I keep talking and make your guys' brains go numb. Dropping food.
One thing you did gloss over there's going to be 2 beams across the room.
Make sure
yes,
sorry.
Falls off in the first one before you walk into the second.
Yes,
it's 4 seconds long. It's not long at all.
Yeah, it's a 4-second debuff, but you do have to step through, wait for it to drop off, step through the other. Otherwise, you get an increased amount of damage taken, and it will last for the extended duration of both beams.
Yeah, if you step into the second beam when you have 2 seconds left on your first debuff, you'll now have the debuff for 6 seconds. And you can step through the same beam more than once, stacking the debuff, so you have to be really careful.
Does Cloak get rid of it?
Sorry, repeat that?
Does Cloak just drop it?
No.
It's
However,
honestly a very slow-moving beam, though. So if you get hit by one, it's really hard to get hit by the other two, as long as you're just running while it's moving.
If you do have immunities, though, you can immunity through it. So, for example, a mage can ice block and not take anything from it. But things that are movement-based, so blink and the like, technically you are still passing through them, and as such you will get both stacks instantaneously if you blink through the center.
Blink does work, stuff like disengage does not.
Void Off Teleport also will work.
Pretty sure Demon Hunters can double jump over it as well.
That's good to know.
Can I heroic leap up?
Negative.
Does anybody remember Portal Keeper Hazabel in Turris?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yes.
On Heroic, we got those 2 green lines that crossed the room and intersected at various points throughout. It's kind of the same thing, except instead of being like a tight triangle, they're going to intersect at 90 degrees. So if you're in the right place at the right time, you'll have lots of time to avoid both of them. If you're kind of caught in the little triangle, there's a good chance that you could be hit more than once. So you've really got to be careful and watch where you're standing.
So does anybody have any other questions?
When do you want to use the first healing stone? Right after the boss at 70 during the intermission after we killed the big...
Honestly, I hadn't thought about it during the first phase at all. I was planning on holding it through till the second phase. Oh, sorry. No, yes. We used that near the end of the first phase after the Undying Guardians have been killed, so that we can clear the circles on the ground before we transition.
Yeah, at the first intermission. Well, we'll have a short intermission between phases as well, 20 seconds.
Alrighty, let's try this out. So these will activate a few seconds after the boss is engaged. So, Lid, do you want to hold on to it, or do you want me to hold on to it?
Nope, I'll grab the boss first.
Okay. So, DPS, someone figure out who's going to do it. Healers, you two. So we need a DPS to stand underneath it, just so that we know who's claimed it.
Which one is this?
The crown on the far left.
Oh, sorry, yep, we got
Snoo
over there.
Awesome, thank you, Snoo.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Let's give this a whirl.
I'll be back up for Snoo if shit goes wrong.
3, 2,
well, it'll drop and it'll have to be
1.
picked up from there on.
Bow before your true master. His eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime.
Oblivion Tear.
High energy.
Ring incoming.
His wrath has awakened.
Here comes
Try
the
to keep them
guard.
out of the room quick.
Add incoming.
Not bad.
Lines coming.
Here comes laser.
High energy.
That wasn't hard.
His wrath has awakened.
Oh, gotta move him when we start. Hold on.
High.
Use the
Get
crown
out of
to
that.
kill him, or?
Get out of that.
Yeah, we need the lightning.
Swap.
Add.
Another guard is up.
High energy.
Swap it.
His wrath has
Use the DPS one. Lines.
Add.
Double jump still gets marked by it.
Swap.
Here's on cast.
High energy.
DPS needs to pick up the crown.
High.
Transition
that.
soon.
I'm going for the crown after this is gone. Let me know when to use it.
Use the crown.
Cheerio.
Oh, no, missed it.
Everybody focused on the guard.
Alright, it's right there next to him.
Someone use.
How the hell did you pick it up?
You have to wait till it finishes its cooldown and then click on it.
Get out of that.
They hear their wind's ready to grab.
High energy.
The little guys are up. Please kick them. I got one. I got the other.
Swap.
Avoid.
Get out of that.
Kill them till they're all together. Popping tank trinket.
Fia, can you pick it up yet?
I can't pick it up.
Swap.
High energy.
DPS trinket.
Add.
Please don't stun the ads when the tank trinket's popped.
Lid, you'll have to pick up the spear now.
Primordial Mindbenders.
Avoid.
Someone's gonna have to pick up that crown.
Pop the crown if you can.
High energy.
to the master.
Add. Avoid.
Watch for that.
High energy.
Mindbenders are out.
Taste his true power.
Add. Avoid.
I still can't pick up the crown.
It can only be picked up by you every 4 minutes. Every 30 seconds, it can switch to someone else. So another
High
DPS who
energy.
hasn't have it had to grab it. Lid swap.
Has awakened.
Let me know when to use it.
When those big ads get low. It's like nowish.
Yeah, now.
High energy.
Alright, next DPS, pick it up.
His wrath has awakened.
First to DPS.
Avoid.
Watch out.
These puddles on the ground when they stop running over and the boss continues to heal.
Yeah, you guys really gotta not stun the ads when the tanking relic is used, because then no damage is going out on the tanks or on the raid. So that will happen. The shield will blow up and wipe.
Also, let's make sure when we
Not a
have those
debuff.
big ads to just DPS them down at the same time and then pop it. We were popping it when one was low and the other wasn't, so it was kind of...
Well, we keep waiting too long on actually popping it, so they get too low and their death effect triggers ends up screwing us. You gotta pop it a little bit before they get to 25%.
People also
but we
immediately
want to
switch
have
to-
multiple out down at the same time. It shouldn't just be every time each one gets down there, because then we're nerfing our DPS by 50% for more than half the fight. So we want to bring three about... We want to use it when there's 3, maybe 4 of the abominations down out. Until then, we just survive. The tanks can just survive on holding the ads.
We'll need to lower our damage on them too at the same time then, because if they get too low and then we have them on a fucked up healing cycle.
Dog classes are alone or enough to get them low and reduce their damage. Then once we have 3 of them, we're ready to kill them. We just send everyone over, pop the crown, and
That works.
And just a note with the crown, it looks like there's not a cooldown on people actually holding it or clicking it. I could click it multiple times. It's just a matter of it sits there a while on cooldown before you can click it.
That's correct. As I said, the DPS one has a 30-second recharge before it can be picked up again, but each person who uses it gets a 4-minute cooldown on being able to pick it up.
I just was not seeing a cooldown being able to pick it up before anyone else was.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a normal thing, because I didn't see it. I dropped it and I had no debuff or anything.
it was the same for the healer one. It didn't give you a debuff. It just sat there without the light kind of shining from it, which shows it's
It's a minute recharge.
Yeah.
I know, because Epi and I were standing by and waiting for it to come up, and then got busy.
Big thing though, we had so many of those puddles stepped, and I think the boss healed for a good 20-25% over the course of that pull. So the red puddles on the ground, their active range is bigger than the animation by like a yards. Trying to step in them heals the boss for 1% of his maximum health every time someone steps in it.
The ability that I'm talking about without being able to pick it up, it's the feedback. So, for example, on the Void Stone for healers, it's feedback void. Void energy overwhelms the caster, making them unable to pick up the Void Stone for the duration. For the Trident, which is the tanks, feedback ocean. Water overwhelms them, making them unable to pick up the Trident for the duration. And for damage dealers, it is feedback storm. Lightning magic overwhelms the caster, making them unable to pick up the Tempest Collar for the duration. Tempest Storm lasts for 4 minutes. The Feedback Ocean lasts for 2 minutes, and Feedback Void lasts for 3 minutes.
Interesting. I wonder if it's not functioning then, because I definitely picked up the Void back to back.
Weird.
So for the big ads, are we relying on dot damage to take them down and staying on the boss, or do we still switch into that?
Yes, please. We'll wait till we've got, depending on how it feels, either 3 or 4. My guess is probably 3 for the first phase. Once we've got 3 up and Unat gets to around 75-ish health, because we actually did have pretty decent damage on Unat at that time, that's when we will have everybody bring them all down at the same time and pop the DPS cooldown in order to kill them off.
Dig it.
Oregaden, you need to Omnom. Matcha, you need to Omnom. Alright, Lid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pay the price for your defiance. His eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime.
High energy.
That just healed it.
Taste his true power.
Add.
Lines.
High energy.
Please don't cast heroism or the like until we call for it.
Pop the Dink DPS trinket.
High.
Swap.
Add. High energy.
Please pop the healing trinket so that we can clear these. Awesome, thank you.
I can't pick up the or the lightning.
Avoid. High energy. Add.
Mindbender.
The one in the back too.
All glory to the master.
Popping tank.
Don't stun the ads.
Avoid.
Need to taunt the boss.
Pop that crown.
That's why.
High energy.
Pretty obviously.
Yep. Sorry, I dropped the tanking one a little too early and got it caught in the ooze.
Also, we only had 2 ads out at the time, so you can probably wait for another ad or 2 before using it.
I was using it for the the casters, so that the oozes inside don't damage the rest of the raid.
Do we know if Tremor Totem gets rid of the fear to get caught in that?
Yes, it does.
Okay. If it happens again, we might just not stand it
forward.
Tremor.
Pick it up is on normal.
You're really breaking up tonight, Snoop.
Another feast is down.
I'd say like 3 to 4 more pulls and we'll have this.
Yeah, well, we've got about 1 more pull before we take our second break. Alright, let's do this.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bow before your true master. His eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime.
High energy.
Oh, I pulled threat.
Taste his true power.
Add.
Stay on the boss. Don't switch over.
High energy.
Swap.
His wrath has awakened.
High.
Pop the DPS. Crud.
Yeesh.
Add.
It's alright, that was my bad. Okay, everybody on the ads.
High energy.
I'm trying right now.
All glory to the Master.
Pop it if we can.
Go on cooldown.
Okay, can we do the healing one to get rid of the circles then, please?
Good transition. It's a waste of it right now.
Add.
His devoted outnumber the sands. The stars.
High energy.
Hit the DPS one if we can.
Wonderful.
That was a good cleanup.
Avoid.
Swap.
High energy. Add.
Line benders, get them close together.
His wrath has awakened.
Popping tank.
Avoid. High energy.
Oof.
Add.
Have to watch the timer for that.
Yep.
So curiosity, why are we using the tank when there instead of just killing one big ad, kill little, kill a big ad, kill little? They only pop for about 15 to 20k on normal.
Is it that little? I didn't think it was that small.
It's very little.
How much does the tank thing actually absorb?
A shitload.
Hell of a lot.
So wouldn't it make sense to use it combined with the DPS trinket, since that'll fill it up pretty fast with the whole raid taking damage?
You don't want to use the DPS one very often during this fight because of 50% damage reduction.
I understand, but it's also better than randomly wiping like that when we can't manage to get enough damage out for the tank.
Yeah, but if you can opt to just kill them manually or use the...
You're right, each one of the
DPS.
void spawns is only 12k.
Okay, yeah, so even less than I was thinking.
Alright, well, we'll, I'll definitely change up how I've got that, how I'm doing that then. But it is the half hour, so let's take our second break, and we'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay. I will be right back again. There's my vape, and there's everything else perfect. I think this is a cool raid. I'm really liking it as a... Oh, the chat still isn't going for some reason. Weird. Actually, is it that one? It is that one. Of course, I just didn't have the right one popping up. Let's put this... Actually, no, I can just put that right there. There we go. So yeah, I think this is a super fun raid with definitely some interesting mechanics. I'm glad we came in on normal and not on heroic off the bat. But this is definitely something we're going to be able to get down, and we should be able to do this on heroic as well. And I can't wait, because I think this is going to be really interesting on heroic, because there are a few changes. And I think it's definitely going to help us with getting through Mechatork and on to the next few bosses. Because I still want to get Heroic Jaina down. I want to get my ahead of the curve before it...
But first, drown her. You will see.
I still want to get ahead of the curve before the next patch drops down. And I honestly, I think we can do it. Mechatork is just a stopping point simply because it requires so much talking and actual verbalization, which, don't get me wrong, as you can tell, I have no problem talking. But I know there's a lot of people who do have issues chatting, and it puts them in an awkward situation, and I don't think that fights should be required to push someone out of their comfort zone. And add-ons just can't do it fast enough. Yeah, and I think that's why I'm going to, the next time we get to Mechatork Heroic, I'm going to put in a new thing. When the shrink goes out, someone calls out, I'm primary, or I'm lead, or something like that, and they will be the first person to call out, period. No one else talks while that person is calling out the other two. So if I would be done, I'm lead, okay, lice red, toot blue, lice red, toot blue, lice red, toot blue, call me. And then one of the two of the others calls out the primary, and then everyone pops. That way there's no over talking or anything like that, and there's a better chance. Because with everyone just yelling at the same time, it just gets too confusing. People get lost. I've had it where I normally call out both of the other two myself anyways. But when someone else then calls mine in the middle, my brain goes, what? So I know that confuses me sometimes. So with everybody talking over each other, it's just complete stupidity. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to put in place next time. Nice healing pot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just to make sure everybody's here. Meldoneth, can we get a summon stone for Dr. Y and Shock and Apple?
Sure. Snoosy, you can't handle these fucking dance moves.
By the way, Tin, I do have a cauldron again this week because I got some really lucky procs last night.
Oh yeah.
By the way, would anybody be interested after this in that?
Whew, that's way higher than I've done. Highest I've done is an 11.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm 397 and I've done 15s. I mean, my ass gets carried, but like, you know, rogues.
Yeah. Well, ask again once the raid's done, which will be in an hour, so.
Neat.
Okay, Dr. Y, if you could drop the cauldron, I will drop a feast.
Alright.
Thank you very much for that again, I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Mythic Plus is where it's at, man.
Oh, it's so much fun.
No, Tin, I had the possibility to make 12 cauldrons because I had 12 cores left, and I got 30 of them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I ended with last night. That potion of prosperity, man, it is the greatest.
Alright,
I've
so
also been able to loot mystical cauldrons from the cauldrons you can interact with around the...
yeah, I got one of those. I got one cauldron from
yet.
it. I've got 4 or 5 flasks and a fair amount of potions. Mostly it's potions I get.
I barely find the things.
If you go to the silliest item on Wowhead, there is a listing of the locations of every single spawn point for the cauldrons.
Ah, I didn't know they had set spawn points. That's cool.
Yep. Alrighty, so Dr. Y, Shock and Apple, have you guys looked at the fights for this at all?
Briefly.
Alrighty. So we've made it through phase 1 and about halfway through phase 2 now, and both our furthest wipes were caused by me popping the wrong thing at the wrong time. So in the first phase, if you get a targeting reticle under your feet, move out of it. Do not step in it. If you step in it, it causes a whole bunch of damage and heals the boss by 1% of their health. When the laser beams are coming across the room, you do have to move through them, but they put a stacking dot on you, so walk through one, wait 4 seconds for the dot to drop off, then walk through the other. The ads cannot die until they are killed by a DPS using the Tempest Collar. So once they're below 25% health, we will call out for the DPS trinket to be used. Whoever is holding it uses it. When they use it, they drop it, and it recharges for 30 seconds. The person who held it cannot pick it up for 4 minutes. So it has to rotate around people. Shock and Apple, since you're a healer, the Void Stone is the healer one. It makes it so that no healing goes out at all on anyone's behalf. So the boss won't get healed, but neither will we. So we use that to clear those circles basically at the phase change. Again, we'll call for it to be popped out. But walking through those circles does not drop off the debuff. You have to take, it is 152,000 damage, so you will want to stand in the black circle in order to take a butt ton of damage so that it falls off, and then step out of it so you don't die.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Phase 3 we haven't gotten to yet. But in Phase 2, the Primordial Mindbenders, thanks to having it pointed out to me, they when the void spawns die, it's only 12k damage per void spawn, so it's not a gigantic amount of damage, so we will just kill them like normal. We won't do anything special for them. But for Phase 3, since we're getting closer, I'll read it out now. Instead of the Gift of Inzoth Hysteria, which causes the ads to gain their HP back and gain a haste buff, they will instead cast Gift of Inzoth Lunacy, which causes all of us to become hostile to each other for 4 seconds simultaneously. Do not CC your friends, do not kill your friends, do not do anything to your friends as best as possible. Once the 4 seconds is worn off, we're back to normal and we continue on. There will be a new ability. The boss will target one person and cast Insatiable Torment. That player is now hostile and does not come out of it. They will be taking ticking damage, and they cannot be healed by our healers because they are hostile. However, if they get close to allies, they will leech health from any allies within 5 yards. So they have to stay away from everyone until their health gets low, and then run into everyone to get healed up, and then run out, and back in, and out, and in. And it's the same with the Undying Guardians and the Oblivion Tears as the previous 2 phases. Those are the only really big changes. So, does anybody have any major questions? I'll do a ready check.
I just wanted to point something out before we get going. When tanks use the Trident to the Deep Ocean, it's not damage that the ads or boss take, it's damage that we take. So everybody needs to get into that shield and take damage. Like, don't stun the ads, take boss damage, don't stand in the boss's cleave, but if we want to reduce the amount of damage that it explodes on us at the end, we have to take the damage.
Oh, okay.
And we have to be under the shield.
So we need to go into the water shield.
We need to go into the shield and take damage.
The best way to do it is to pop the DPS trinket, because that causes AoE damage to everybody.
Right.
And the shield takes 75% of all damage that we receive.
And if we have the ads down under 25%, they will die.
Let's do that. I agree.
Yeah, get in the shield and just smash your face on your keyboard. Like, you yourself at your computer need to physically take damage as well. So, like, hurt
Just
yourself.
Start punching yourself in the dick over and over.
Right, but at the same time, rolling on your rotation.
I'm also curious if self-damage, like abilities, I don't know, like as a warlock I have Burning Rush, and that does damage to me. So
Yes.
if I'm inside the bubble, will it kill
That technically should work.
I believe
the bubble should absorb
Don't forget
75% of the
maybe
damage that it does to you and reduce its own health.
I'll test it out.
Please do.
One last ready check.
Can you grab some for me too, Ring it in?
Void, there is still a flask in the cauldron if you want to go and grab one, drink it.
I have one equipped at the moment.
Oh,
and then I have another one in my bag too. So
nice. Alrighty. Sorry, Dr. Y, you were trying to say something.
Yes, so we get a bubble that's basically an absorb shield that we have to damage as far down as we can.
It's a tank ability that we use, and it puts a big water bubble around in the area. Get inside of that, deal as much damage, or take as much damage as you can in order to bring its health down, and then when 20 seconds passes, it explodes, and any health it has remaining is dealt to us.
Okay. See, that you telling me to take damage from things, like, it goes against everything I've learned as a raider at that point.
Yeah, I know. Alrighty, so are you good then, Dr. Y?
Yeah, let's kill this thing.
Alright, Lid, on you.
Sorry. One more thing. Just remember that if we use the DPS relic at the same time as the tank relic, that we have to stay above 25% health as well. So,
yeah.
If you're getting low, use a personal CD because the DPS relic will kill you.
Hug a healer, you know.
All of the relics have a good and a bad for everybody. Alright, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bow before your true master. His eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime.
High energy.
His wrath has awakened.
Touch the end.
Add.
Beams.
High energy.
Taste his true power.
Hide.
Get out of that. Swap.
Add.
Transition soon. Transition.
High energy.
Everybody focus the ads.
Pop the DPS.
Nicely done.
Good job.
Healer stone is in the back. Or something.
Avoid.
Swap.
High energy.
Mindbenders.
His wrath has awakened.
Swap.
Avoid. High energy.
Mindbenders.
All glory to the master.
Swap and 5 lid.
Avoid.
Or now. Taunt lid.
Did.
Use DPS.
High
We
energy.
missed one.
Swap.
Has awakened.
Add. Avoid.
Mindbenders.
High energy.
Use DPS.
Face change. Use the healer as soon as the DPS is done to clean up the pool.
Every dream given form.
Oh, one pop away from killing the guardian.
Man, of course you're going to intermission when I get fucking $5.
Can we get the healing one done to clear the circles?
Should we use hero at this point?
Once the circles are gone. Tank.
I taunted him twice.
High energy.
All hero now?
Yes, please.
All glory to the master.
Oh no!
Swap.
Focus the ads down. Pop DPS.
Needs to pick it up. I'm dead.
High energy.
I can't click it.
Me neither.
Hold off, don't pop it then.
Taste his true power.
Swap lid.
Okay, it's active now.
Wait until the ads are low. Pop the DPS. Nice.
High energy.
All glory to the master.
Dr. Y, you have to stay with someone.
Swap.
Healer one is up.
High energy.
His wrath has awakened.
Epscott.
Add.
Swap soon.
Faithful servant, Almighty Nazar.
When you guys feel comfortable, pop the healer one to pop the circles.
I did in 14 seconds on my card.
Okay, pop DPS then.
High energy.
Running a cooldown.
Has awakened.
Get him out of that.
Add.
Okay, gonna press the bubbles.
I can't taunt yet.
High energy.
Keep your heads. Second potions, DPS cooldown.
His wrath has
Careful, don't hurt your friends. Swap.
DPS can be picked up.
Add.
Swap.
High energy.
Focus the boss down.
Taste his true power.
Not your friends. Swap.
Add.
I'll pop heal.
High energy.
Heck yeah.
Yes!
Let's
Got
go.
you. Got him. Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? First try. First try.
Damn, alright, let's go.
And I didn't get anything. I forgot to pick up my rerolls, guys.
Oh no.
Hey, I got the Harbinger's Will. I'll take it. And I got the pants. I got both of them.
You got the
artifact power.
PvP trinket. Holy shit, the Void's.
The Voidstone got nerfed in PvP at least, though.
It's still broken.
It's not that bad, honestly. I've been fighting against it. It's not bad.
So that shouldn't even be a thing.
Shouldn't, but look how long Diamond Lace Refracting Prism was up there.
Fair. Look at that, guys. One step closer to defeating the old gods. Yay!
You got it.
Hey, umlaut, if you don't need that
Well
trinket.
done, champions.
Oh, I do.
Wow.
So
I didn't
for
expect to actually do that.
yeah, for those of you who are it's your first time joining us, thank you for joining us for this. Really appreciate it. Just so you guys are aware, we raid Tuesdays and Thursday nights right now, and once Game of Thrones is done, we'll be back to raiding on Sundays as well. However, if you do want to join us again in the future, feel free to send a friend request to myself, Umlaut, Lidlin, Repia, Airs, wow, brain, Epia or Rares. We are our raid leaders, and we can get you invited into our community, which is where we head to first before we start doing LFG Tool. And if you didn't like raiding with us, please let us know so we know what to fix.
I never liked
Leave a comment card.
Thank you.
God,
if you didn't
Zol,
like
shut
raiding
up.
with us, let us know what you didn't like about it so we'll remember why we're not inviting you in the future.
Wow.
So why do you keep inviting me?
Because you've been here for too long, dude.
Snoo, I'll take that.
Did you guys notice that there's a quest item here if you've done the quest line prior to the raid?
Oh my.
Oh, hi.
Can you bring me back, please, Maka? I'm so sorry.
Can we get a summon stone up, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Questing is for noobs.
Exactly.
Portal to
Forget.
Stormwind. Should I actually drop one? I mean, I could, or it could be a portal roulette.
Thank you very much.
Hmm.
So it's right in front of the big eye.
Portal to Stormwind for people that need it for whatever reason.
Thanks for hanging, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate the run, guys. We'll be back Thursday.
Yep, thanks for right, everybody.
Fun
Funds.
I mean, that fight wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be.
It's definitely a lot more expectation versus reality changes.
That's just normal,
how much
Dr.
there
Y.
is, because of how much there is that's supposed to be going on in the fight. It looks scary as fuck, especially trying to go through and TLDR Lidlin's wall of text.
Right.
Well, okay. I wrote that all out because it's a TLDR from the fucking
Very
the Wowhead.
Yeah, we know.
It's all
We just love to
relevant
give you hell.
information, obviously.
If you haven't read it, then Umlaut's TLDR won't make any sense to you.
It's true.
I tried to read it,
I
but
mean,
I
does
actually
anything that
was way too
Tim
tired.
does ever make sense?
No.
Sometimes.
Wait, what? Really?
Sometimes. Depends on the day.
Like,
You mean depends on the year.
Fair.
If you haven't at least looked into the Wowhead write-up for the raid, like the TLDRs that we give you at the beginning aren't going to make any sense. So that's why we do the write-up. So you take a chance to read through it and go, oh, this looks fucking stupid. Thanks for writing this out for 6 hours for me.
Thank you, Lid. It's
I
all
felt so
relevant
bad for you, Lid, because literally, I just saw you put this wall of text, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And then you just kept typing. I was like, "How long is this man gonna type?"
I think I started around just after 8, and I finished it at just before midnight.
All things considered, there's a lot that happens during those two fights.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's not like explaining Grong, where Grong is pretty fucking straightforward.
Actually, Grong was a long fight to write out too.
Normal.
Yeah.
Even on normal.
Yeah.
He does have a
normal
lot of
Grong is kind of a pain.
he does have a lot of mechanics that are easily understood, but like once you see it. But from the actual listing in the dungeon journal, there's a shit ton in there.
So what you're saying is, no matter what boss, we're gonna have to read for it.
Yes.
Pretty much. That's why I write a Cole's Notes version of the Wowhead strat, so that it's a little bit easier to read. The sad part is that actually Lidland's wall of text is the Cliff Notes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I looked at the Wowhead and I was like, what? Why are there like 3 pages of text here?
Yep.
I read all that and then
Tell him to tell me what's going on. Haha.
I read through the entire Wowhead strat and take out just the information that we need to know, and then type that out into.
Anywho, since we have half an hour left, we're obviously not going to be jumping into Heroic Mechatork. So I know that Lidlin, Rares, and I don't know if Epi is joining or not, but at least the 3 of us are going to be getting together tomorrow to discuss how tonight went and what our plans are for Thursday. But we will let you guys know in the Discord what our plans are so that you guys can plan ahead for next week. Okay, or for Thursday rather, not next week. So thanks everybody for joining again. Really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have yourselves a great evening.
You know the sad part? We literally got through the brand new raid on the normal in the first night, and we can't beat Heroic on Mechatork. What is with this?
Well, normal on the Crucible is a hell of a lot easier than the last 4 bosses in Heroic.
I knew we would not be friends.
I guess this is fair.
I didn't want us to be enemies.
Like, there's no reason to feel bad about that. Both of those fights are more complicated but less difficult than Mechatork. They're more forgiving.
She doesn't even fight for the Horde.
Yeah.
She wages war.
Because I'll be honest, I made a huge mistake at first. I about held threat to the ground because those laser beams caught me off guard.
Anyways.
And I got 3 stacks. And then I was like, no, I'm not taking anymore. So I just used Ice Block like immediately.
Let's see, who should I send this off to? Number of people who are on. I am gonna send it over to Bada Bing, I think. Yeah, that sounds like a plan for me.
So I'll be honest, I kind of want to keep this eyeball.
Alright. So,
don't know why, but I kind of like the
guys
headpiece.
Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Bye.